Hello everyone, welcome back to my favorite game on the channel, Hello Neighbor Alternative Reality. Now, I've already recorded this video before, however, I lost like half of it, and I just didn't like the way I made the video. And this is also a refined version of my Hello Neighbor Alternative Reality trophy video. Now, this isn't actually all trophies, it's only the secret ending. I don't really want to do all the trophies right now, so that'll be in a video later along down the road. This is simply the secret ending for Hello Neighbor Alternative Reality. And first thing first, when you're doing this, this is in all four the acts. Act 1, 2, 3, and finale, which is the ending. I guess it's the same thing. You don't have to worry about tutorial. Now, you can start the game from any of these acts to get the ending. However, just because I will start in Act 1. Now, I'm gonna skip this cutscene. In Act 1, the first step to get this is you actually need to complete the act, which means, well, before I say that, don't go into the basement. When I say complete the act, I mean just get the hammer and the gold key. So I will be right back when I get those two items. Alright, and as you can see, I have both the hammer and the golden key, which are the, obviously, two things you use to get into the basement. Now, after you get those two, you can bring them right in your house, it really doesn't matter. You're going to come up your stairs, and you're going to flip this painting, which opens this door, which brings you out here. I have never seen him out here. Anyways, once you do this, you can find this little prototype house. It's empty, but whatever. And right over here, you find milk. And there is quite a lot of stuff actually out of bounds. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to that house over there. So we start over there, this white house over here, we're going to go over here, and this is where the beginning of our, I don't know, the tutorial. I mean, we already started the tutorial, but this is technically the first step to finishing it. Once you come back here, you'll see a door and the crow statue, the guest. Once you go through this door, you're in a weird pathway, but this is a very long pathway, so I'll just skip to the very end. Alright, as we come to the end here, you'll see there is a crow statue that has fallen over, and you're just gonna walk right up to it. And we get a cutscene, which is the guest catching us. And that is step 1 of this tutorial. And just know, once you get to this, your game will crash. It crashes every time. Alright, so now that we're back, we can select an act and go to Act 2. We are finished with Act 1. You don't have to go into the basement at all, which technically it starts Act 2 in the basement, so it doesn't really matter. But anyways, ow, that hurt. I hit my hand on my desk. We're just going to finish Act 2 as normally. This part I will skip because main part of Act 2, you don't have to do anything special. All you have to do for Act 2 is get to the escape segment. Alright, and we're officially at the escape segment. So, you're going to need to follow this very extensively. Before you turn this one on, do not turn it on. You're going to wait to turn that one on. So, go ahead and open that. Do all the other generators as normal. You know, come through here, blah, 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 blah. Number 2. And number D. Wait, 3. Alright, now that you have done that, instead of going to get that 4th generator, we're going to go ahead and flip this because it already, well, it will open that eventually. But now that we have that open, or turned on, we're going to come in here, and now we turn that generator on, and that closes, which means we can't get back there. But this gate opens, and we'll see the guest statue is back. And if we go right this way, we find another glowing door. And this time, we're in a winter wonderland. Yay. You can, actually, like, you can't vault, but this is the Hello Neighbor 2 Alpha 1 version. And you can, like, get on top of there, but, you know, for the sake of this video, I'm not going to do that. There's some secret stuff over there, but walk up to this door, and we meet with our friendly guest. And as I said with the other part of this, with Act 1, once you get to these sections, it is going to crash the game. So, yeah. Alright, and we're back. And this time, we gotta start Act 3. But, when I start Act 3, we're actually going to be... The first section of this is the intro, which requires us to not do the intro. Yeah, very surprising. We're going to go behind the house over here. Actually, we can't go behind it because there's an invisible wall. But, you see this little fence here? See how none of the other fences besides, like, that one are broken like this? Because you're just going to jump right here, and you can jump over it, and you can go behind the wall. And you can start free roaming the entire map. You can even get into the neighbor's house, which is actually just the beta house. And when I say beta, I mean for HNAR. But we're going to come up on top of this hill, and we see the statue once again. And right in front of him is a door in the ground, which we open, and we're going to jump in. And this one is another long pathway, which for some reason Nate loves to have in his freaking secret ending. So when I get to the very end here, I will cut to I'll cut back to the video. You know what I mean. All right, and we're nearing the end of the path here, and as you can see, there's a burning house atop this hill. Now, what house is this? Well, this is the building in the Hello Guest game. Yeah, and there's another crow statue, which we walk right up to, and look who it is. It's the guest, but he doesn't kill us this time. Instead, it's the sun that kills. There's no Easter bunny. I've never gotten that message. Anyways, as always, the game crashes right after these messages. And we are back, and this time we're gonna actually finish the Act 3 intro segment, which means I'm gonna skip to the full game and then I'll continue with the rest of the freaking whatever you call it, tutorial. Yes, that would be what it's called. And here we are with the main game of Act 3. Now, we're just going to do exactly like Act 1. You're not supposed to be out here. Usually you're supposed to... You're not supposed to spot... This is not how the tutorial's supposed to go. Anyways, we're going to wait for this idiot to go back inside, and once he does that, I'm going to ring his doorbell, and then I'll continue with the tutorial, which, this part is really required. Okay, well, he saw me, so, yeah, this guy's an idiot. Okay. Well, that's not how Act 3 is supposed to go. I will be right back then. Okay. This is a darker time of day, but hopefully this time it'll work. We're just gonna go straight over here, ring his doorbell, and we're gonna wait for him to open his doors. Now that you hear that, we're gonna go right over to this window, and we're just gonna break it and go inside. And as long as you don't make any noises before he gets into that window or go near the window, he should get stuck. Yes, he is stuck now. So you have free roam of his house. Let's just close that. You have free roam of his house, which means now you will be able to do all the puzzles with no harm. So when I get back finishing all these freaking puzzles, I'll continue the tutorial. And now we finally have the golden key and the hammer from Act 3. Finally. Yeah, you should still have the neighbors stuck, but if you don't get him stuck, that is perfectly fine. It really doesn't matter. The next segment, we come up here, we turn that painting, and we go through here. Oh wow, you can see the church. Anyways, our first place to go to is that chair directly from the shed. And well, there's really nothing to say except it's a chair statue for some reason. I don't know what Nate's obsession with chair statues is, but yeah. But yeah, once you get up here, you should find a green key. Our next area is going to be the church that you can see. Well, actually, not the church. Do not go to the church. Instead, we're going to go around my house, the player's house, all the way until you feel the border, which is right here, and we can go around and watch out for cars, obviously, and we're gonna follow this path right over here. Now eventually the path splits into two ways. Don't go down that path, go down the right path, because right is always right. I don't care what anyone says, it is always right. Anyways, you're gonna get to a graveyard. And yeah, it's a graveyard. Right over here, you'll find a grave. It's a graveyard. And in that grave, you're gonna find a key, because it's a key graveyard. Yeah, this church worships keys. Anyways, we're going to go back to the shed. And now that we're back by... Well, hello there. Now that we're back by the shed, I never saw that before. Hi there, little Goomba. He has a whole bunch of Goombas littered throughout this game, so it's no surprise it's here. Anyways, now that we're back at the shed, look directly to that hill, and that is where we're going. And now that we're on top of the hill, obviously watch out for cars because there's a road here. But past this hill, over on the road, we just follow right over here. And now as you're going down this, you might clip through the floor if you're not on the sidewalk. But don't worry, you're not actually gonna fall through the ground. So as you can see, I'm floating. I don't know how, I don't know why. Anyways, at the very edge of the map, you'll find a glowing door with the yellow and the green key. Make sure you don't throw those before you open the door, or else it will, they'll be gone forever. Actually, I don't know. They might spawn back at the lost and found box. Anyways, walk straight through the blue door. And we're at the probably weirdest part of this section. You can explore these houses if you want, but for the sake of this video, just go to the very edge of each of these maps and jump off. And as you saw, I completely teleported to a new place. And each time, the houses get weirder and weirder, but we don't care about the houses, we care about the lore! And these houses have no lore. So we're just going to jump off the side of the map. And now the prototype house is a little weirder, but we don't care about that. We're jumping off the side of the map because of the lore! And, weird forks and eyes. I don't know. What would lightning effects this game has too? That's pretty cool. Of course, lore! We're gonna fall off. Until, finally, we get to the final section of this area, which is, we can't jump off the lore, unfortunately. But we go up to a neighbor. I'm not going to talk for this part because it gets very loud. And, yeah. And you have this screen once again. And, of course, the game will crash. And now, we are on the final part of this tutorial. Kind of. We're going to select the ending. And, of course, skip the cutscenes because we don't care about the lore. You'll obviously see the train here. But, don't step in the train. You can actually get the doors to open, and you can still press the start button, which, obviously, starts the train. And we're just going to wait here, and a door pops up. This is by far the easiest one to do. And of course we walk into the door. This one, when I first found it, terrified me. Because it's just so weird. And as you'll see, there's a glowing orb, and as you get closer to the house, that happens. I'll say it one more time. I think I know what this thing is. Yeah. Of course, the game crashes. And as the game opens, we are on to the very final part of this tutorial. After you have done all of that, you should have this screen. If you have this screen, you're going to go over to select an act, and you're going to choose Act 3. Now, in some cases, this will go ahead and give you the ending, which it is doing for me right now. And, basically, if it doesn't give you this cutscene, then you're just gonna beat Act 3 all over again until you get to the very end. And of course, you have the secret ending here. And you can skip this if you don't want to see the actual ending. And normally we would have Mr. Guest appear out, but he doesn't. And we live a peaceful life. To be continued. And there you have it. That is the official guide to getting the secret ending to Hello Neighbor Alternative Reality. Yeah, so basically you just do all those steps. It's very simple. It's very hard to figure out on your own. Trust me, I know. So, thank you all for watching. I have a Discord. If you want to join that, please do. I have a membership as well. So, if you want to join that, that can help support me. But, anyways, thank you all for watching. Goodbye, good night, God bless. It was so nice to say that.